The baseball season is about to start. I just mentioned Frank Slocum of Baseball Commissioner Ford Frick's office. And here on stage, you're about to meet you through the country. The our audience are already looking at them. Some of the stars who provide the great thrills of the regular season and the World Series. And I'm going to introduce them to you. Over here, I'm going to call out and have him wave his hand to you so you'll recognize him. The amazing Vic Wertz. This was the Cleveland first sacker. Came from York, Pennsylvania. In the World Series last year, he batted .500. He hit those giant pitches as though he owned them. He belted a homer, 1 triple, 2 doubles, and 4 singles. His counterpart, Dusty Rhodes of the Giants from Matthews, Alabama. Series, this amazing pinch hitter hit 2 singles, 2 homers, and drove in 7 giant runs. Another great star from Alabama, Fairfield, Alabama, Willie Mays, led the National League with 342. Now we go on to the pitchers, because we have here 2 of the greatest pitchers in the national circuit. Warren Spahn of the Milwaukee Braves. Warren was born at Buffalo, and last season, by winning 21 games, he racked up the 6th season that he's won more than 20 games. His birthday is going to be on April 23rd, so happy birthday to you, my boy. And another tremendous pitching star, Robin Roberts of the Phillies. Springfield, Illinois. He won 20 games last year, his 5th straight year as a 20-game winner. And here's one of the unforgettable veterans and veteran stars of baseball, Pee Wee Reese of the Dodgers from Kentucky. Up in my dressing room, we were talking, and Pee Wee was a little astounded when I told him that the recap of his records that Carmen Santullo made up for me, that since 1940, Pee Wee Reese has played in 1,712 games. Last year, batted 309. There's no introduction, I think, needed for this next one because, like Ted Williams, he was a Marine pilot, born in San Jose, California. Jerry Coleman of the New York Yankees. Standing here on stage with him, probably thinking his own thoughts, dreaming his own dreams of what he's going to do in the big leagues, the newest Yankee from St. Louis, Elston Howard. Last year, this youngster batted .331 with Toronto. He was named the most valuable player in the International League. And everybody's seen him play. Willie Mays is telling me upstairs he saw him play down in Puerto Rico. He said he's a lot of ball player. Now with these stars on stage, I'm going to ask George, would you put on that World Series film of last year, because in it are some things all of these players will be interested in. Here's a close-up of Willie Mays with the great Tris Speaker of Cleveland. And there is his stance at the plate. But that there, the guy who just hit that one, is Dusty Rhodes. And over, well, it bounced right off the wall there. Now that's Willie out there clapping his hands. He's elated. Say hey. Of course, the great play, the one that was discussed in the series, was Mays' incredible catch of Vic Wertz's belt into deep right center. Now there he's going back. They're going to freeze the action there. And there it is. One of the greatest plays, of course, there, one of the greatest fielding plays ever made in the World Series. Rob, now I'm going to hear the type of fellows who do these tremendous things, give these tremendous thrills in baseball. Rob, I'm going to ask you, as a great pitching star, we ran upstairs trying to figure out intelligent questions to ask him. You pitched a lot of games in the big leagues. You've had this span of 20 games per season wins. What was the greatest game you think you ever pitched?
Well, Ed, about 5 years ago, we beat the Dodgers in the last day of the season 4-1 in Ebbets Field in 1950, and I pitched that ball game, and with a little help from a couple of boys who threw men out at home, I won 4-1, and we won the pennant with that game. That was the biggest thrill I ever had as far as pitching a ball game.
Fine. Now, Warren, what about you? I'm going to ask the same question of you.
Well, everybody strives for perfection, and I missed it by one ball that Richie Ashburn hit. Our shortstop made a good play of it. He made his throw to first base, and I still think he was out, but the umpire called him safe.
That's a very, very good answer, very fine. Would you swing that camera along there to Pee Wee Reese? We get into the infield here. Pee Wee, of all you played, would you take it right over to Pee Wee over here? Well, I'll go along with it, too, so we'll both be in there. Hiya, champion. Pee Wee, you played over 1,700 games. Is there any particular infield play that's more difficult for you than anything else?
Well, I find the toughest play for me, Ed, is the ball hit directly at me because I can't determine the bounce. If the ball's hit on either side of me, I can pick the bounce up and go for the good bounce. But the ball hit directly at me, it gives me a little trouble. Of course, the other ones do, too, but that one a little more so than
That's fair. I never even thought of that. Watching you fellas feel, I never even thought that there would be the difference. It's always seemed to me that a slow roller would be the tough one.
Well, most of them say that the slow rollers are, but I understand Jerry Coleman told me tonight that he has the trouble on the same play.
Jerry? Here I am. Now, you heard Pee Wee here commenting on infield problems. How would that strike you?
I have a great deal of trouble with the ball at me, but my biggest trouble is not trying to catch onto a ground ball. It's a pop fly over my head. I seem to get circled, and by the time I get under the ball, I'm dizzy and can't find the doggone thing.
I never thought a Marine pilot would have that problem. Now here, standing here are the two figures in the most discussed play of the World Series. What would you say, I suppose this sounds like a silly question, of all the hits you've made, and you've made thousands of them in your career, but what hit would you say had caused the most discussion? That one in the World Series?
Well, Ed, I've had a few base hits in my career, but I think the biggest thrill I got, up until the ball was caught, that is, was the ball that Willie caught in the World Series of last year. I think I also got more publicity out of the ball, too.
Willie, upstairs they were discussing something, and Willie, Pee Wee Reese, I think it was, asked Willie, he said, when did you change your method of catching a ball? And how long ago was it?
Well, I spent 2 years in the Army, and I said to myself, now when I come out of the Army, I have to, have something new. I said, well, I better practice on this. Well, I, perfected pretty good. I use it.
What is the difference in it? How do you...
Well, for me, it is the easiest particular way to get the ball away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, all the time, you can't catch it that way now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of times, a routine fly ball coming down, well, I just catch it like that and throw it back in. But now, if a guy is running, I have to get back and get a running start, then catch it like that, and then try to throw the guy coming from third. Mm-hmm. But it relaxes me. I can catch it easy that way. I don't know. Maybe.
You didn't relax Vic Wirtz. That's all I got to say to you. Now, here, Elson Howard, I'm not going to ask Elson any questions. His first year in the leagues. But Elson, I know that all of these players are, thinking of themselves as they started out. And I know that they're wishing you all of the encouragement in the world, just as all of us are. So good luck with the Yanks, huh? Let's have a great big hand for all these guys here. Oh, my Lord, my boy, Dusty, I forgot all about you. You're way over there hidden.
Yeah, I was hidden.
Dusty, it's pretty difficult to do, hide you, because you're a big fella.
It's kind of hard to hide out in the outfield, too, when a high-fly ball comes out here.
Dusty, everybody says you're a natural-born hitter. Is that so?
Well, I don't think so, Ed.
In what way? How would you disagree
Well,
with
I've practiced all my life and finally got lucky one time.
Mm-hmm. You do a lot of practice.
Well, I get out the ballpark about 9:30 every morning.
And you practice right up until game time.
Until they run me out of the cage.
Fine. We're going to run you out of the cage right now because we're getting a little late on the show. Now, how about a very big hand for these very representative American kids?